pleased today to have with me two guests from a supplier that we really feel does have the distributor's back today. I've got Parker Melvin and Victoria Schmitz from Goldstar. Parker, Victoria, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, everyone. My name is Parker Melvin, National Sales Manager for the United States and Canada at Goldstar and former distributor.
I am Victoria Schmitz. I am the Western Regional Sales Manager for Goldstar. I like long walks on the beach. I love dogs. No, I'm just kidding. No, and I, don't necessarily consider myself a salesperson, which, however, I am a caretaker at heart. And it's, I care very, very much about you and your client and finding out exactly what you need. And I'm here to help.
We started this Got Your Back series with a simple idea, which was what can we really emphasize and put a premium on that we feel is one of the most important aspects of this industry, and that's the relationships. The distributor's relationship with the buyer is key, but the other side of that coin is the supplier who's their partner in all of this. And we really saw that in 2020, distributors basically succeeded in pulling off two miracles. The first miracle was simply seeing a B2B industry survive a global shutdown. How did you guys do it? How did Goldstar navigate and survive 2020, given all of the upheaval that we had throughout this?
The first thing that we did was follow the lead of our distributor partners, which was to deepen the relationships with the people we do business with. And I remember having a conversation with a longtime, well-trusted distributor partner, and she was telling me about the first conversation that she had with one of her biggest clients soon after the shutdown. And she was saying how it was a much deeper and more meaningful conversation than she'd ever had and probably would ever have had. And that really stuck with me. And I know all of us at Goldstar really took that to heart. And we had to find creative new ways to stay connected with our distributor partners, making sure that even just the good old routine email communication was not routine, because everybody's time was even more valuable than it was before. And we were all just really scared. The other thing that we did was to implement a strategy to basically get leaner and meaner. What is it that we do best? I mean, we've all got our mission statements, our mantras, our elevator speeches, and that's no exception at Goldstar. And we take that stuff very seriously, but all of a sudden, man, you talk about, you better know your why. It was an opportunity for us to really deepen our why. Why Goldstar? Why are we trying to even do this? The deeper meaning behind a company philosophy we call simplicity. I hope your PromoEQP members know about that. And making sure they understand to the fullest extent the things that we do and the resources that we provide that are designed to make their lives easier. And then at a more practical level, when I say leaner and meaner, I mean literally narrowing down our SKUs and taking an even harder look at, okay, what's our bread and butter product-wise? Start planning and looking past the pandemic to make sure that we've got inventory, that we have products that we can deliver and deliver reasonably well on time. That also led us to invest more highly in our other two main product categories, which are now bags and drinkware. And of course, everybody out there knows how huge, especially drinkware is in the industry and was. Bags now are growing almost as quickly with us as drinkware. And of course, for writing instruments, that continues to be our primary category.
Fantastic. Out of all of that, some of these things that you guys did, do you see them carrying through post-pandemic? I mean, what type of thing do you like as far as like you talk about what's your bread and butter with the SKUs. Do you see that being something that's more a narrowed focus going forward, or what do you see continuing on?
I don't care what size company or whether or not the sales rep that you're talking to was a seven-figure person or a five-figure person or anything in between. Ask them what's most important to them right now is, do you have inventory and what are your production times? And are your production times holding? Are they accurate? And we have got to be able to look people in the face right now and say, yes, we have inventory, our production times are published on the website, and they are with, for the most part, they are holding very solid and steady. Can't promise you we won't miss by a day or two here and there, but other than that, generally speaking, it's good. Narrowing things down to the products that we know sell, or that in terms of newer products, we have to do our homework even harder now to make sure that these are products that are going to do well once we bring them to market, because we're going to invest in them heavily. Otherwise, what's the point in offering them, right? The supply chain and all of these issues, cost and time-wise, that stuff is pretty well here to stay, right? Um, so yeah, these are permanent changes for us, and I think it's for the better.
Absolutely. Well, that kind of leads into the next question I had, which is like, you kind of alluded to like what type of products that you guys are looking at. It seems like you guys are getting a little more narrowed in focus and concentrating on that 80%, as opposed to, let's offer everything. Are you guys having new ways of discussing your existing product line with the distributors now going forward, or has that changed any of that?
So that it actually goes back with your first question on how everyone survived this, as well as, the products that we're offering. And for my understanding, what changed the most was the relationships and the conversation that was being had with our distributor partners. It wasn't about product in the beginning. It was about, how are you? How can I help you through this? And it wasn't about pushing product. It had everything to do with the relationship. And so it still continues on today with your second question about what kind of products are we offering? And it's still asking those same questions. Is how are you doing? And how can we best help you? What is your purpose and your why for this certain customer? And really truly getting to know what that means to them, and being able to provide a targeted, focused product for them and their customer. So.
The industry is currently knee deep in these issues of supply chain slowdowns, staffing difficulties. We're even now hearing about decorating potential slowdowns and issues. What do you guys see being the best approach that we could all take to ensure that these challenges are not felt by our buyers?
I would say, of course, be patient, just like we all have to be during this time. We know that it's happening industry-wide, to every supplier, to every distributor. All of these are across the board. We're all feeling them. So what I would love distributor partners to know is to educate their end clients, their I hate to use end clients, but their customers, who they're trying to provide things for. And ask the questions ahead of time. Be proactive in what they are needing, being patient, planning ahead, and of course, just educating and asking the right questions beforehand. What does the in-hand state look like? That's going to be able to buffer a lot of this, what's going on right now.
Do you have facilities to help the distributors with some of these questions, with helping, do you have resources for them to use to help dig further in with their buyers?
Absolutely. We have brought out inventory on our website of our products. When they register on our website, they log in, they're able to see inventory. It is updated daily, so they've got a pretty good idea of what we have in stock. Right now, that they can offer in a very quick at a glance. And we also have a category of our writing instruments that are USA made. They're manufactured by Goldstar at our facility out of Tennessee. And they're always in stock. And we've got a variety of colors and styles. And these are great solutions for what people may need, especially with those detailed logos.
That's something that I have to say our company has always been really good at looking ahead. Now, that was, a little bit turned on its ear for the first several months of the pandemic. So I'm really proud of what we've accomplished, and the delays in inventory with us. Yes, they are there, but we'll be really straight with you about it. When it comes to the best sellers in our line, you're going to find, generally speaking, very few inventory issues because of that investment we made. And we have front loaded going into Chinese New Year to make sure that we are well stocked going into the new calendar year too.
Being in the industry a number of years, it didn't take long for me when I first got in this industry to realize that it's an industry that's filled with a lot of, I guess I'd call it, trust issues. We've all seen and felt it over the years with suppliers not trusting distributors, vice versa. And I know that there were some rumors to this extent a few years back concerning Goldstar having some type of direct purchase buyer model. Do you guys want to give your side of the story and let us know what was actually going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely, Ian, and appreciate the opportunity to clear the air, dispel the misinformation and the rumors. We're in a world in our industry now where lines get blurred. Suppliers who bleed over into the distributor side and vice versa. And we have to hold ourselves to the highest possible standard, be ethical, and in the words of the great Paul Bellantone, respect the channel. And the short version with Goldstar is we do that 100%. So we are owned by the same parent company who also owns National Pen Company. They're now one of the biggest online distributors in the industry. And that's also a part of our new reality in the industry, right? A couple of years ago, we heard that Amazon was supposedly going to start selling promo and things like that. But Goldstar and National Pen were both bought out several years ago by a large overseas company, publicly traded. We have investors we have to answer to, and there can be and there absolutely is no blurring of the lines. One of the cool things about Goldstar is we are able to offer some resources to help our distributor partners compete with some of the larger online distributors that you might not have access to with some other suppliers. Our job is to make sure our distributors are successful, have the tools that they need, not just to develop and maintain their relationships with their clients, but also to compete with other distributors. And we got to do that right and honest, or we're out of business. Period.
That's good. I'd heard you guys were acquired up by that. What is the company that owns both of you?
It's Simpress. What's interesting is Simpress is really a technology company. So they're not just interested in buying companies who are doing custom manufacturing, but where their particular skills in technology can be applied. And in our case, we have this wonderful gift of the best decoration available in the industry, initially on our writing instruments and now being extended to drinkware and bags. Thanks to our parent company, not to mention the buying power we have with them, so that a supplier our size can spend a lot more money on inventory than we should be spending. There are just some wonderful advantages there because we are a global and very diverse collection of companies who can do a lot of good learning from each other. Data, industry analysis, forward thinking, man, that's been huge for us.
Oh, so that's awesome. So you'd say that certainly sounds like it's been a positive.
No question. I mean, it has taken us on to the global stage. I mean, you can Google Goldstar Europe, go to the website. We have Goldstar offices opening around the world, Jamaica, Tunisia. If any of your distributors have an overseas opportunity because of that presence, we might be able to help you. Please reach out.
The one thing that makes me positive that Amazon for imprint won't be able to replace the independent distributor is that they don't have the one thing the independent distributor has, which is accountability. They need that person they can get on the phone and, hey, I just got 1,000 bags and there's a misprint. What are you going to do about it? And it's the distributor, the independent distributor, who's there making the calls, working the system, trying to get these things straight, because nobody's going to lose their job for a $1,000 or a $2,000 purchase. As much as I see it could have happened in the past, I don't see the independent distributor going anywhere.
You know, if you're really truly trying to compete with 4imprint or whoever it is, you're doing your job the wrong way. You know, your clients have got to understand the reason you have a job, the reason you are in business. There is no you at 4imprint.
The beauty of this industry is it's an industry that, by and large, the independent distributor is hyper local. They really are in touch with their local demographic. That's who they serve. I don't see a website replacing that anytime soon. You know, as I mentioned early on, the distributors pulled off two miracles basically in 2020. You know, the first one was simply surviving. You know. But the second one was changing the buyer's perspective of this industry. Like, you know, if we went back to 2019, we looked at ourselves as just, you know, middlemen and cheapo resources, trinkets, tchotchkes. And yet, coming out of 2020, we were a frontline marketing industry. We were the ones giving people signs to put on their floors to tell them what direction and aisles in the market to walk down. We got into PPE and healthcare items, and the distributors were out there not letting anybody tell them what they could or couldn't sell. They were reacting to what their buyers wanted and really being on the front line to fulfill what needed to be happened. And it was through just that sheer hard work they kept us going. It leads to my last question, which is, how can you help distributors build on this new buyer perception? You know, how can you help all of us from falling back into commoditizing products instead of continuing forward with a focus on the strengths that best define us, which is relationships, service, accountability?
It truly is. The relationship that was created during this pandemic and staying close to how people are and how we can best help you. And it's changing the buyer's perspective by caring a lot and changing that into the whys, why something works, not just here's a pen. It has gotten so much deeper, and it is truly about that why. And coming up with creative solutions and resources to help them, especially being proactive. Everyone was waiting for that moment of when the world opens back up. We want to be ready. In fact, we want to be ready before that time. So let's work at that goal. Let's talk about when that happens and how we can best help you connect with your clients again when they're ready to order. Something that we have done at Goldstar is sales tools and resources. We have an entire category on our website that has numerous ways that we can help you stay proactive by virtual design boards. And all of these are at no charge. We have incredible case studies on the why a certain product works in a certain industry. And, you know, we can help you create a campaign to your end client that has a story to tell. We have all of these resources all available. And a lot of these came up through the pandemic. Being transparent and being able to educate, I think, are two other really great words to use. Having that buyer perception change.
Are these case studies available on your website?
They are, yes, absolutely. And we actually have a digital catalog that you can send out specific case studies along with flyers and additional collateral that you can create a drip campaign. Let's start out with telling the story of why, and then show them products, and let's do a virtual design board. And you can reach out to your local rep as well, and we can help you create all of this for you.
As distributors and suppliers, at some level, we're salespeople, but yet our business is selling, what do we call them? Advertising specialties, marketing collateral, things like this, marketing tools. Coming out of the pandemic, I hear the marketing people talking about not just appealing at an emotional level, but at an empathetic level. Like Victoria was saying, it's so important. That's something that we are trying to do more and more of, and welcome the opportunity to help your distributor partners out there. We love you guys at PromoEQP, appreciate you. So, let us help you find the way to tell the story. And I think you'll be surprised at some of the ways it can be done. And I think the kind of surprise that people have when they find out how powerful a storytelling tool, a pen, can be. Well, let's take a minute to talk about how a writing instrument can be just as powerful. And we've got some great stories to tell where that's concerned.
It's a blank canvas. It truly is a canvas, and it's a solution finder. It's heard so many fantastic stories just about what people have put on pens. For a 60th birthday, this story was just told on our Facebook Live today about, this girl remembers our pens from a 60th birthday. Someone had put a picture of her and her mom on. That's what she remembers. And it's creating those moments and those stories. It's so powerful. It truly, truly is.
Awesome. Is there anything you got that we didn't address that you guys wanted to talk about at all?
I would just say, what people are asking for now, what distributors are needing right now is, love to offer ideas and things, but they're really looking for what's in stock and the production times. I know we touched on it in the very beginning, but really to focus on, our USA made products and our inventory. We do have some really great inventory on a lot of products and standard production times. I mean, it's you can almost guarantee it that it's going to be what our published production times are. And do you want to add anything, Parker? I think that's just super important for people to know, because that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, appreciate you, appreciate all our PromoEQP partners out there. If I were to add one other thing, I guess it would be, don't get us wrong, we're not perfect. Can't promise you that we won't make a mistake, but if we do, we'll make it right. And just give us the opportunity to make it right, and we'll do what we have to do. Okay, we've got you back.
I mean, I think it's crazy important right now. I want to say, just from everyone at PromoEQP, thank you. Thank you for having this conversation with us. We think these are important conversations to have, especially right now as the industry's kind of reeling over a crazy year and things coming back, but coming back with obstacles and challenges, which we know we're going to get through because we're a resilient industry. But it's conversations like this that I think are really, really helpful in emphasizing what, again, we feel is the essence of the industry, which is the relationships. It's the relationships between the buyer and the distributor, the relationship between the distributor and their supplier partners in all of this. And thank you very much for being a part of it.